Hey everyone, welcome to the Arcade. Blue KQ here. Today we're taking a look at a match in the Mighty Missouri, an awesome Tier 9 premium battleship that was available in the game as a premium shop purchase, but via 750,000 free XP, not ever for sale for cash. It's basically an Iowa clone, except it has radar instead of an airplane, and has a little bit better armor on the front of its citadel. But for all intents and purposes, it's an Iowa with radar and no plane. We got a nice hit on that Kronstadt. He was moving across the sea cap there for 37,000. I missed the opportunity to take him off the board right here because I didn't see that he was turning out and my shots are going to land right next to him, which is unfortunate. Taking a look, this Iowa's also coming in. Kronstadt's a little far away, so even though I take a peek at him, I'm not going to shoot at him. I'm hoping that this Iowa is going to be a better target for me, and that maybe some of my teammates can shoot at that Kronstadt. And turns out I don't think anybody ever finishes him off, so with maybe an unfortunate mistake on my part, and maybe could have changed the tide of the battle. But this Iowa was nearly broadside and closer, so I was hoping that this shot might hit his superstructure since he was still a little bit angled. Hoping for, big damage numbers, but not, necessarily citadel ones. Unfortunately, I aimed a little too high, and most of those shots landed behind him. But now he's even more broadside. Hoping I can take advantage of that. But this Baltimore pops up. He's right at the edge of the island doing USN cruiser things, backing up behind the island to use island armor, poking his nose out, and I'm hoping I can get some big hits on the side of him and prevent him from being a big factor in this match with his radar uncovering any of our destroyers that are in sea. We're going to be watching the mini-map on this one. I get it nice and big for us, and just in general kind of trying to fill some time in between the slow battleship 30-second reload. Hoping that Baltimore pops back up. But when he doesn't, and I look over and see that this Iowa is entirely broadside, he's going to eat a couple torpedoes, get him pretty low on health. He probably, turned in and hit that island and is trying to back up and create enough space to turn around. Unfortunately, that's pretty much death in a battleship if you stop moving or can't move or are forced to move in a particular direction. So I get the finishing touches on that battleship. Iowa's dead. All of the ships now that were threatening sea are now gone or moving away, and it's just these ships preventing us from moving to B nice and cleanly. So I'm hoping that either that Kronstadt pops back out or the Baltimore comes out. Taking a look around the map, the Jutland that went to B on our team is dead, and the German destroyer moved from C over to B. So we're threatening all of the caps right now. This Baltimore pops back up, so I'm hoping I can, get a better shot on him than I did this last time, and either scare him, dev strike him, something to get him out of the match. He's radaring my destroyer, my cruiser that's my div mate, and he's taking a lot of health loss even though he's sitting in smoke. He is a Royal Navy cruiser, so he doesn't have much armor, and he gets finished off by the Leon. Hoping to get another shot on this Baltimore before I move behind that Spire Island. Not sure what he's going to do, move forward or go backwards, so I put one shot towards the front, one shot towards the rear, hoping that I can get some damage regardless of which direction he keeps going. I lose spots on him, but I actually hit him with both salvos just for some more damage there, about another 10 grand.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Looking around, I've got other opportunities to shoot at ships now. The Leon, the Alabama all the way across the B side, the B cap is completely broadside, but this Leon is close. He's got decent guns even though they're tier 7, so I'm afraid he can do a bunch of damage. And he's close and broadside, so I decide I'm going to shoot at him and get a quick 10,000 damage off him as well. Secondaries targeted on him, hoping to get a little more damage, maybe set some fires. And here come his shots that mostly deflect. No real damage taken. If I did, it wasn't not reflected in any manner. Here comes an unfortunate part of this match. This Baltimore, I don't know if he's already trying to back up and his ship is just slow to respond, or if he decided that's when he needed to stop and he was getting too exposed, but regardless, he gets right in my way. I'm afraid not only is he going to keep me from moving, but also that my guns won't make it over him. I decided to take the chance anyway, and because this guy's close, some of my shots made it over, but I ended up doing some team damage, which is a little bit unfortunate. It's not the last time we're going to see that buffalo, though. So I'm trying to stop so I don't hit him, but I also don't want to poke out there and put my broadside to those other ships, trying to keep my armor angled towards the ships I can see. And we want to finish off this Leon before he starts regenerating health. Taking a look around, the Cleveland's out there, but still behind an island a little bit. And I got smoke popping up in front of me, so I know there's a destroyer there in B. Finish off the Leon really quick, taking a look around to see what other ships are out there. Got that Alabama, we got that Cleveland. Cleveland's sort of covered by the corner of the island. Plus, this Alabama is entirely broadside to me. Popped the radar really quick to see what's out there. Was only expecting to see one destroyer, but I've got two. It's not necessarily a good thing. And then that Buffalo right next to me pops his radar literally right after I did. So it's essentially wasting his radar, which is a little bit unfortunate. Not going to have a huge impact on the game. Hit that Alabama with 3 citadels and 3 penetrations for about 40,000 damage. That's a really nice hit on that particular battleship as he's crossing with his side exposed. Lots of torpedoes coming in from both of those destroyers. Turns out that I'm going to ends up taking 2 relatively minor hits from torpedoes, but that Buffalo ended up being sunk. I'm anticipating that the southernmost DD is going to continue and come over towards the cap. So I'm pre-positioning my guns, hoping that I'm not wasting this time and energy. But there's nothing really else to shoot at right now because of the cyclone. I'm spotted now, so I was, he did come this way, and right now I'm just hoping he gets close enough to where I can see him. Sure enough, he's starting to smoke because he got spotted, and so I already had my guns there. I got a quick snapshot off for 2 pens and 2 overpens. End up getting Confederate right there. So looks like I'm having a pretty decent match. Unfortunately, my team is not. There's only 4 ships left. I'm one of them. 2 more battleships and a destroyer. Our destroyer right there in front of me is almost dead already. Here's where I make a mistake. I look at the mini-map and see my position incorrectly. So I think the Alabama is still up in front of me, but he's not. He's on my side. I was angling to put my nose towards him, but ended up giving him a nice broadside. So right here, he returns the favor of 40,000 damage. I think he got 43 in that salvo, which is unfortunate. And that's mostly due to me reading the minimap wrong and assuming he was further north than he actually was. He's the only ship I can see right now, so we got secondaries targeted on him. And he missed all those torpedoes from the destroyer, so I'm thinking I can finish him off, but he also turns broadside for me, and he gives me a little easier target to hit, and it ended up taking him off the map. Another battleship pops up, and then the hood. I hit my radar because I imagine that the DD is still over there on my left-hand side, but it also reveals the Neptune for me. So now I have a choice. I've got the hood. He's starting to turn in, but I want to, thinking I can shoot those 2 and ram the Iowa in front of me. Make sure that I target my secondaries on that destroyer so that working on him. I wasn't thinking about it at the time, but he's probably not launching his torpedoes because of his 3 friendly ships out there in front of me. And now that he's nice and close, I'm going to take a look at this Neptune and try to do some major damage to him. At this point, I'm just, trying to finish off the game. End up dev striking him with some pretty massive hits, turning to try to ram the Iowa, and my Kraken is denied by the Neptune's torpedoes, which, in hindsight, that's why the hood started to turn, is that those torpedoes were either already on the way or he wanted to send them. Unfortunately, this was a big game for me, but a loss. and with DD almost dead already, there wasn't much there. So looking at the final results screen, get 234,000 damage. It was pretty good. Earned 1,000,000 credits. Confederate, that Dev Strike there on the Neptune, and High Caliber. Gonna look at the team score, 1,642 base XP. That would have got me just barely 4th place on the winning team, and I didn't even get their win bonus. The 4 ships sunk. Again, it was a loss. Our team didn't play well that particular match, regardless of what kind of players they actually are. We ended up losing that match, and maybe they had bad matches, or maybe they just weren't great players yet. You know, it happens. And 60,000 damage on that Alabama. Of course, 40,000 of that was in that first salvo when he was broadside. Almost full health. Neptune disappeared. 44,900 in that salvo there at the end. 19,500 on that Iowa. I sunk over at sea. Another 17,000 on the Nelson. 37,000 on the Kronstadt. And 28,000 on the Baltimore. Hope you guys liked the match. Hit like if you did. Yeah, leave some comments down below what you think of this match or what you want to see on the channel. Hit subscribe if you want to be notified for future content. Hope you guys enjoy the game. Thanks for stopping by the arcade.